Hi, this is Tommy from Practical Programmer, and in today's video I'll be going through debugging. That includes adding breakpoints and setting conditions for them, stepping through the code, inspecting variables, and evaluating expressions. You add a breakpoint to a line by clicking next to the line number. And we then execute the code with the debugger, clicking the debugger icon next to the run icon. The debugger then shows the stack and the variables and the console output. And we can inspect the current variables in scope. And at this point, the debugger has stopped at our breakpoint, and we can use the step over icon to jump to the next line. I'm now adding a for loop to create some iterations that we can further illustrate the breakpoints. And we now add additional breakpoint inside the for loop. And every time the debugger reaches to the point line in where there is a breakpoint, the execution is stopped. So within the loop, every time the system out here is called, we'll get a stop. If we click the resume button, the execution will carry on until the next breakpoint. And you can remove breakpoints while they're inside the debugger. You can make the breakpoints to be conditional, so to only stop the execution if the condition is met. So in this case, for example, we add a condition that only stop if the I equals 10. I will now add a function call within the for loop to illustrate the stepping into part of the debugger. So we can step through the code, but also now we can step into, so we can see the method that is being called and the internals of that method. And we can use the step out icon to get to the top higher level again. And again, by clicking the resume button, we can resume the execution and exit the debugger. We can inspect the content of the variables within the debugger. So in this case, we have an object, and we can inspect the variables within the object. We can also evaluate expressions. So in this case, for example, we can use the methods of that particular object to get values, or execute methods, or set variables. In this instance, we'll be setting the name variable of the object with using the setter. And the setter does not return anything, so that's why it says undefined. But if we now look at the getter value for that variable, we can see that it's the value that we just set. And we can also confirm the set value in the variables pane in the debugger itself.